Hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Jonas, this is Sublime Media, and today I'm going to show you my entire Frank Zappa collection. Now, Frank Zappa has been with me, I don't know, since I started really listening to psychedelic and progressive music, so a while. I haven't bought any Zappa records for the past, I think, like 8-10 years or something like that, because back in the day I tried to get as many Zappa records as I could. I love Zappa, and I think that I have a decent collection, but there are super fans out there, isn't there? So I mean, this is a pretty small collection, but I thought of showing you what I have at least, and my thoughts of every album. So yeah, but before we continue, cue music. Yeah, so if you like my channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, I'll wait. I recommend you to wait to the end. If you liked it, then give it a thumbs up. That would really help me get these videos out there even more. And there's a little bit of a bell somewhere around here. If you click on that one, I think that the algorithm will spread the video, and you will get notifications when I upload something. If you don't want that, that's cool. So yeah, obviously 1966 we have the first one, and this is Freak Out by Mothers of Invention with Frank Zappa in Mothers, obviously. This is a fantastic psychedelic comedic sort of, yeah, it's a great way of getting into that sort of West Coast American psych sound, in my opinion. Two LP set, one of the first, I think, double LPs that we got. I don't know if he was a little bit ahead or after Blonde on Blonde, but I can't remember really. So yeah, a fantastic record, one that everyone should have in their collection, in my opinion. Okay, so moving on, 1967. This is also Mothers of Invention and absolutely free. But in this case, Zappa took over the cover artwork, and there's no doubt in anyone's mind who's the leader of Mothers, isn't there? This is also a fantastic Zappa record, where you don't have the sort of the, it's a freak out record, but it's not a super fusionist record as of yet. That became a little bit later. Psychedelic, fantastic, highly recommend. Okay, so the same year we have 1967. I think I have these in somewhat of chronological order. This is Lumpy Gravy. So this is the first time that Frank Zappa did anything by his own, and this is sort of a electric symphony orchestra and chorus. I have to be honest, this is not the one that I put on every day. I mean, if I want to play Zappa, this is not the one that I go to, but maybe I should play this more. Definitely should revisit this. Yeah, just talking about it makes me want to play it, so I'll play it after this. But yeah, so not the first one. It's not the entry to Zappa or Mothers Mothers, in my opinion. But yeah, check it out. I mean, it's still Zappa. So if the first two Mothers records are a little bit similar, I think so anyway, then this one, it goes in one direction, I should say. This is Ruben and the Jets with Mothers of Invention. You have it sounds like this. It's this sort of surf music, doo-wop kind of a rock thing that Zappa leans against a little bit with first records. And it's an underrated record. This is good. I urge everyone to check it out at least. It's not the Zappa that we know. I don't think so anyway. But it's definitely worth checking out. And continuing on, the same year, 1968, is We're Only In It For The Money. This is one of the best Zappa records. One of the most known also. I think that the gatefold is the is the Sgt. Pepper spoof. And if you read his autobiography, which is great, I urge everyone to pick it up. He talks about how this record came about and the record cover, and he had Paul McCartney's blessing to do the cover artwork, joking a little bit with the Sgt. Pepper. Now, Paul McCartney didn't have the rights to give it away, to do a version of it, so he put it inside of the gatefold. I don't know. The next one is Hot Rats 1969. I think that this is the correct order, and this is mine and many people's favorite Zappa record. And it's a little bit strange to have this as my favorite, because it's not a typical Frank Zappa and Mothers of Invention sort of record. This is much more jazz oriented, I think. That's my take on it anyway. And on one track you have Captain Beefheart singing also. This is from start to finish a masterpiece. I love it, but maybe not a sort of typical Zappa record. So the same year we are back at the Mothers of Invention lineup. If Hot Rats was a Zappa record, this is a Mothers record. And 2 LP set again, Uncle Meat. I have to be honest, it's been a while since I played this, and I can't really remember any songs and how it sounds like. So this is going on turntable right after this video. But I remember I really enjoyed it. It's one of those that when I have played it, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, my memory is starting to fade me. And maybe it's my age or something. Cover artwork, musicianship, everything is just top notch. So now we go into the a little bit maybe jazzier side of Mothers. Maybe this is Burnt Weenie Sandwich. Canadian press. Not a first press. I don't think it's the first press. Also highly entertaining. A little bit underrated maybe. And in the Zappa catalog, it's not the first one that you talk about. But again, fantastic. 1970, Shanga's Revenge. This is a Zappa record. Great one. Really, really great one. You have, as always, fantastic players on here. Feels like people just was drawn to Zappa, and aren't we all? This is a classic one in the Zappa catalog. And talking about classics, this is one of my favorite Zappa records. I mean, maybe top 3. Weasel Ripped My Flesh, 1970 also. Just amazing psychedelic, avant-garde, progressive. Yeah, it has a little bit of everything. So progressive is probably the sort of the most fair word or category for it. I don't know. Then we go to 1971, and we have the live record at Fillmore East, June 1971. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that this is part of the Sometimes that John and Yoko released. So one side was the John and Yoko, and the other side was Zappa. But I don't know. I may have that swap. I'm not sure, but this is great. Fantastic. Wheeler Pimp Part 2. Like My New Car. Little House I Used to Live in. The Mud Shark. Yeah, great one. And then we go into the Twisted side. Again, this is the soundtrack to the film 200 Motels. So Frank Zappa and 200 Motels. And this is the symphony orchestra that he played with. It sounds just like this. Chaotic, avant-garde, progressive again. It's so good. I mean, if you're a Zappa fan, this is to die for. Really. Next one is Waka Jawaka 1971 and 72, and this is actually called Hot Rats 2. I think so. Anyway, Hot Rats 2, but it holds very little resemblance with the masterpiece. This is still good, but it's not Hot Rats. It's not by far, in my opinion. So we have the guide there, a Cosby sweater. Yeah, but check it out. And the same year, 1972, you also get the Grand Wazoo. So yeah, and yeah, I have a photo of Zappa here. My stair down to the basement is filled with black and white photos of awesome artists, but this is not there. Or maybe I did too. I don't know. You don't care. You will never see it. So yeah, Grand Wazoo again. But now we are moving into the sort of the rockier, jazzier side of Zappa, and I think that the culmination of what we all know and love with Zappa is one of them at least is Overnight Sensation. This is the hit. This is the one that sold, you know. And I guess that the songs on here are the ones that people know about. Camarillo Brillo, which is fantastic. I Am the Slime, Dirty Love, 50-50, Zombie Wolf, Montana. This is just killer stuff. And hand in hand with that is Apostrophe, which is also a great one. Just look at the lineup here. I mean, there's probably fucking 30 musicians, and one of them is Jack Bruce. 4 drummers. Anthony Dunbar on one. It's just insane. This is fantastic. I mean, everyone has it. It's super well known, but it's awesome. Like, it's one of those records that really holds up to the hype. Like, it sells a lot, but that's just, it's no surprise that it sells a lot. And I mean, talking about humor, of fantastic records and stuff like that. This is the live track, Zappa and Mothers, Roxy and Elsewhere, also a classic one. I mean, with songs like Penguin in Bondage, Dummy Up, and Don't You Ever Watch That Thing. So there is Zappa. Yeah, highly recommended. Everyone should own that. So yeah, I went up to gather the last pile of records, and I just want to show you or recommend 2 Zappa books. This is his autobiography, the real Frank Zappa book, and it's all over the place. I mean, if you want to know a lot of the man, this is not your book. If you want to creep inside his mind, this is the book for you. If you want to know more about the guy, this is the book for you. Zappa, a biography by Barry Mills, or Miles. Yeah, this is fantastic. Highly recommended. So moving on, this is One Size Fits All. Again, a great Zappa record with that sort of fusion sound that only Zappa made. I don't think I have the order in super correct sort of way. This is 1975, but this is a very beat up copy of, and I'm pretty proud of that, Bongo Fury, live in concert at Armadillo World headquarters in Austin, Texas, 1975, with Captain Beefheart. Great. This is one that sold pretty good, I think. Again, the Zappa fusion stuff. Suralure, 1976 maybe. 1976. I only guessed. Wind up working at a gas station, Black Napkins, The Torture Never Stops. Great song. Yeah, Suralure is also very good. And continuing on, this is live in New York. Also, 2 LP set, really good. If you listen to a lot of Zappa, I think that you get into it pretty quickly, and you get used to his sound, his way of approaching music and writing tunes and lyrics, obviously. But I think that if you get under the sort of skin, the first layer, there's so much to find in Zappa's music. So even if this sounds like every other Zappa record, it's not. You have to really dissect, but when you do, there's such a treasure to be found. Okay, so there is a bunch of records that was recorded in released in 1979. This is one of them, and I can't really remember how this sound. It's not my favorite, at least. Sleep Dirt. Also one that I need to play again. Put this on after Uncle Meat, but probably not the correct order. This is Shake Your Booty. also 1979, and this included Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown was a hit all over the world, I think, or the Western world, but in Sweden it was huge. So they played Bobby Brown at discos and stuff like that, and it's said that most like my parents, when they went out boogieing, didn't know about the lyrics and what it meant. So yeah, Joe's Garage, Act 1, not my favorite. I never listened to these, I have to say. Here's 1 and 2. It's not... I don't know. Maybe I should give them another go, but I've played them once since I bought them. I think I played them once since I got them, and yeah, give me comments if you have any sort of suggestions of songs that I could try out or stuff like that. And this is You Are What You Is, and I think this is in the same vein as Joe's Garage. I don't play them. I should. Maybe I should. I don't know. And Ship Arriving Too Late to Save a Drowning Witch. And this had the very big hit single Valley Girl, which is just like with his daughter. It's just weird. Like that became. It's a good song, but it's weird that became a hit song. Like, and some compilations and miscellaneous. Is that the right term for it? This is You Can't Do That on Stage Anymore. Sampler. They released a lot of these on CD. Actually, I'll see if I can get some of them because they are fantastic. Plastic People, Torch Never Stops, Montana, really good. Whipping Floss. Nanook Rubs It, also great. King Kong, yeah. And Cosmic Debris, yeah. Cosmic Debris. Okay, and then we have Ruben and Jets. I think this is the Mothers without Zappa. No, this isn't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Parts of Mothers. Anyway, I have to play this again. I remember this as something that I really, really enjoyed when I played it last time at least. So, yeah, definitely have to check that out once again. And this, one of the sort of highlights of the first time I went to New York record digging. I found this for like $5 or something like that. It's super strange. I love that cover. Who doesn't? I mean, An Evening with Wildman Fisher, and this is music, but it's not music. It's a lot of words. I compare this to Trout Mask Replica, but I shouldn't, because this is way more avant-garde than Trout Mask Replica. This, I mean, Trout Mask Replica has music, at least, of the sort of entire 2 LP sets. This is talking words, speaking sections, you know. It's a weird record. Let's just say that. And this one, you can buy this cheaply. Everyone should own this. This is Jean-Luc Ponty playing Zappa with Zappa on it. So Zappa plays Zappa with Jean-Luc Ponty, produced also by Zappa. Really, really good. You have George Duke on here, Ian Underwood. So it's part of Mothers and the sort of the Dirty Dozen of Zappa's entourage. And the last one that I have is actually Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. 3 record set in a little bit of a box. You could get this for under €10 back in the day, and I don't think it's expensive now, but it's like it was everywhere. This was like yeah, you could find this everywhere back in the day. When you went into a record store, every record store had a copy of that and the solo piano works of Keith Jarrett. Those 2 box sets were everywhere. Maybe still are. I don't know. So yeah, that's my Zappa records. I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave me comments if there are records that I don't have in my collection that I should have. And also write a little about your own sort of Zappa experiences. So yeah, that's it. Have a great day, everyone, and yeah, see you in my next video.